What if you discovered that your favorite comedic star was accused of launching a secret smear campaign behind the scenes? That's the question swirling around Ryan Reynolds and Justin Baldoni, and it's created a wave of speculation. The legal drama brewing between these two once friendly figures is anything but a routine dispute. The tone shifted sharply after Reynolds demanded that the entire case be dismissed, and not just dismissed, but dismissed with prejudice, locking the door on any future lawsuit. Many people can't believe how bold this move is, and it stirred up a storm of commentary about celebrity power and bullying tactics in Hollywood. Ryan Reynolds built his reputation on quick wit and a lovable big-screen persona, so when rumors surfaced that he'd allegedly mocked Justin Baldoni through the slyly named Nice Pool in both Deadpool and Wolverine, fans were stunned. According to Baldoni, it went way beyond good-natured ribbing. This so-called parody mocked him for being a woke feminist, teased his public persona, and then took it too far by having the character suffer a violent end. At first glance, it might look like Reynolds was just being comedic, but Baldoni's side insists it felt more like a personal attack than a playful jab, especially when it coincided with whispers that Reynolds was pressuring WME to drop Baldoni altogether. Justin Baldoni hasn't been shy about calling out what he sees as a deliberate campaign to harm his image. He even says Reynolds' influence in Hollywood threatened his livelihood. His attorney, Bryan Freedman, took the lead on that argument, describing Reynolds as a powerful figure who used that status to strong-arm agencies, shift public opinion, and subtly undermine Baldoni's reputation. Freedman slammed Reynolds' legal motion as a blatant attempt to dodge accountability. The language he used made it clear that Baldoni's team believes this is more than hurt feelings. It's an orchestrated effort to tear someone down and then shrug it off with a laugh. For Ryan Reynolds' part, his official stance is surprisingly direct. Instead of denying that he based Nice Pool on Baldoni, Reynolds' legal team seems to concede the character was a caricature of him, but they claim Baldoni is just too sensitive to handle a little comedic roasting. They point to past statements Baldoni made about his treatment of women, remarks Baldoni once shared in a TED Talk, and argue that everything in the disputed films and any jokes about him are either protected as personal opinion or are grounded in fact. That stance hit a nerve for many observers who say it amounts to calling Baldoni a predator and then saying, but it's only defamation if it isn't true, or it's just a harmless opinion. Freedman's reaction was swift, stating that Reynolds was basically giving a green light to bullying and that his client isn't backing down until justice is served. The back and forth might sound like an ordinary celebrity spat, except that now the request to dismiss the entire lawsuit with prejudice has upped the stakes. If the court were to grant such a dismissal, it would mean Baldoni couldn't refile the same claims in the future. Freedman wasted no time blasting that idea, calling it the kind of arrogant motion that only underscores why they filed suit in the first place. Observers, legal pundits, and fans have all chimed in with the same question. How can Reynolds argue he's just being funny while also insisting the claims have zero merit, even after admitting the parody was real? As if the courtroom drama wasn't enough, Reynolds and his wife Blake Lively fueled the fire by appearing on a high-profile sketch show. The comedic bit seemed to poke fun at the case, winking references that convinced the online audience they were taking a shot at Baldoni and Freedman. Freedman responded by calling these antics proof that Reynolds was mocking serious allegations of career sabotage. Instead of bowing out gracefully, Freedman says the star is doubling down on what he calls a destructive form of humor. This triggered a new wave of heated commentary, with half the crowd chalking it up to Reynolds' trademark sarcasm, and the other half saying there's a line between wit and willful humiliation. Social media lit up with debates about where free speech ends and defamation begins. Some insisted Justin Baldoni is overreacting, implying that comedic portrayals in big franchises shouldn't be taken to heart. Others argued that a joke stops being just a joke when the target loses business deals or sees their reputation crumble. In an era when celebrities command massive fan followings, comedic jabs can morph into real-world consequences. Freedman's firm stance is that Ryan Reynolds' stardom gave him the leverage to chip away at Baldoni's credibility, possibly sparking the series of events that led to WME dropping him. Meanwhile, Reynolds' supporters maintained that no agency would sever ties over a fictional character without more serious allegations to back it up. Speculation has also emerged that there might be hidden animosity stretching further back, with old grudges or private encounters fueling the drama. Some theorize that professional envy or competition for certain projects set off the feud. Others wonder if personal disagreements involving mutual Hollywood acquaintances are the real story. Whatever caused the spark, it escalated when Freedman fired back so fiercely, and it's become a spectacle that reaches well beyond a simple motion to dismiss. While the end game is unclear, one thing is obvious. Freedman says they'll fight until Ryan Reynolds is held accountable, and Reynolds is equally determined to shrug off what he calls an absurd lawsuit. If this case goes to trial, it could reshape how comedic opinions play out in media and define the boundaries of satire in Hollywood. On the other hand, if some behind-the-scenes negotiation happens, it might all vanish with an undisclosed settlement. That possibility has fans eager for every new twist, scanning both stars' social media for subtle digs or cryptic clues. In the end, the entire saga leaves viewers with a pressing question about whether huge celebrity status justifies or excuses public mockery of a colleague's personal confessions. Was this simply comedic banter taken out of context, or a real attempt to sabotage another actor's career? The path forward might reveal more than we expect, because each side appears ready to keep digging up evidence. As the tension rises, fans and onlookers are bracing for a showdown that could expose the real power dynamics in Hollywood. It's a battle that might shake some long-held assumptions about how funny certain stunts really are, and the final verdict could be a wake-up call for anyone who assumes star power equals untouchable. This dispute has already grown into something bigger than two big names in entertainment. It's become a flashpoint for conversations about bullying, free speech, and the consequences that can emerge when you blend satire with potent influence in an industry built on image. Whether you're on Team Justin or you think Ryan Reynolds is an innocent jokester, it's hard to ignore the possibility that this case could radically alter how celebrities navigate grudges, jokes, and legal threats. And once the dust settles, everyone might be asking themselves if it was all worth it, especially if the courts end up deciding that there are some lines even a quick-witted Hollywood darling shouldn't cross.